Welcome to the another episode of r/Am I the A-hole? Story is posted by Personal Region 2508. Am I the a-hole for saying not again and not being happy for my daughter's pregnancy? On phone. My daughter got pregnant the second year into college. It was not a good time. My husband and I stepped up so she could finish college, which she did. She just graduated and just got a job. The problem is at the moment she cannot afford childcare or rent, since her job kinda. We were hoping she would be moving out by the end of the year. She told us today that she is pregnant again. When she told us I said not again. She asked if I was happy for her and I told her no. That we will not look after another kid and we already wanted her to find her own place by the end of the year or next summer at the latest. She is pissed at us and we got into an argument. She thinks we are. Second story is posted by Vegetable Pie 2168. Am I the a-hole for not taking my youngest children on their weekend because my oldest daughter had a baby? This is messy. Age of 40 years. I have been married to my wife Cindy off and on. We had a child together who is now 17. We had a rocky part in our marriage and split for a few years, where I met a woman Stacy. We were together for a while, having twins together, ages 12. Stacy and I split up because she ended up being unfaithful 2 years later. I had reconciled with Cindy. We got my twins every weekend due to our work schedules. This past weekend my oldest daughter went into early labor. It was also my weekend with my twins. I had told Stacy on the way to the hospital that I would not be able to have them this weekend due to this. I had put my phone on silent and away due to a lot going on. When I returned to my phone I had a bunch of text from Stacy saying how I needed to go home and be with my twins and how Cindy could handle this situation. I told her absolutely not, that I wasn't missing the birth of my grandchild. She then responded angrily saying how I was picking my oldest daughter over my youngest and how wrong that was since they can only see me on the weekends anyways. I tried texting and calling multiple times throughout the weekend, getting no responses. Am I the a-hole? Third story is posted by IYKYKC. Am I the a-hole for informing the IRS my ex intentionally, incorrectly, claimed our child? I'm a single mother with 2 children. The kids have 4 nights per month with their dad. When our parenting plan was developed, we agreed to allow him to claim the oldest child so as long support payments were current. At the time, he had 10 overnights. 2 years ago, I informed him that, because he was $6,000 behind in support, I planned to exercise our agreement and claim both children. He responded with some selective words and told me that, since I make more than him, 66% of our collective income, I didn't need the money. When I filed my taxes, they were rejected stating that my son was already claimed. I ended up submitting my taxes manually, providing copies of our parenting plan, custody agreement, proof of support arrears, and our email exchange stating my intent. While it took 9 months, I finally received my return, along with the money from his return that was garnished due to his owing. 2 weeks ago, he informed me that the IRS had communicated that he didn't have the right to claim our child from 2 years ago, and he now owes $6,000. He asked if I was aware and if I had claimed our oldest. I explained the circumstances and that yes, I had challenged his filing. He is now not speaking to me. Am I the a-hole for informing the IRS and not just letting him claim despite our agreement? Fourth story is posted by False Spirit 722. Am I the a-hole for insinuating that this young lady was lying? I'm a woman age of 50 years and have a son age of 23 years who is expecting a child with a young lady age of 18 years. The issue is, he does not know the young lady very well and doesn't have much interest in speaking to her at the moment. So we have a paternity test scheduled pretty soon so we can know before the baby is born. Although my son is not interested in speaking to her, I'm sure he will make a great father as he will warm up to the reality as time goes by. I met this young lady only a few weeks ago. She is 3 months along. She has had no interest in getting prenatal care, so I've scheduled an appointment for her. I offered her a ride and she made an excuse as to why she couldn't go. I then called her yesterday and she said she was having pain, so I insisted she go to the hospital. She didn't want to go and said it was no longer bothering her and she didn't want to go without my son. However, I was already on the way and when I came, she wouldn't come outside, so I left, upset. Today, she sent me a video of a sonogram and I said to her, congrats. Had you texted that you were going to a doctor or whatever you have going on, someone would not have minded being there for you. It's questionable how you are showing this today when we were only trying to help you yesterday to make sure that you and the baby were okay. She felt disrespected and took it that I was saying she was lying about being pregnant. However, I don't care how she takes it because I didn't call her a liar and I don't know if she is. Am I the a-hole for the way I approached her? I feel my message was quite polite. Don't see how I insinuated she was lying and feel she just took it the wrong way. Edit. Everyone is saying do reverse image. I have but I can't find it anywhere. Fifth story is posted by Technician Fearless 5-6. Am I the a-hole for ending a family naming tradition by not giving my son, my late nephew's name as his middle name, even though my sister has said she wants me to? My family have always had this tradition where the first child born after the loss of someone in the family gets the late family member's name as their middle name. My sister and I both have those middle names. Hers is Patricia after a cousin of our mom's and mine is Denise after my dad's aunt. Almost a year ago my sister lost her 2-day-old son, Philip. He was the last family member we lost, and it was a huge, earth-shattering blow for our family. I found out I was pregnant a few months ago. I waited a while to tell anyone, and my sister was the first person we told, privately. When I told her, she said it would be nice to have some positive news to focus on, and she wanted me to continue the tradition our family keeps, and give my baby, if a boy, the middle name Philip. She was so happy about the idea. It surprised me a lot. I would have figured she would not be okay with it, but she wanted it. The problem is my husband, and I do not want to continue with the tradition. We do not want to give our son the middle name Philip. The name isn't one either of us likes, or would ever pick ourselves. We have not announced the sex of our baby yet, but my husband and I know we are expecting a boy. My family was saying how amazing it will be if my baby is a boy and Philip's name can be carried on. I suggested they wait until we announce the sex and the name before jumping to conclusions. They asked why, and I said we were thinking of not continuing with the tradition. My family, and by that I mean my parents mostly, were really upset. My sister was the worst though. She asked why I wouldn't want to honor Philip, and why it was him the tradition was getting broken on. She asked if I saw him as meaning so little, and I said no, of course not. Then she asked if it was his name, and we didn't like it. She said she really hoped it wasn't that. I said we just didn't feel like the tradition was something we wanted to continue. The decision has brought up a lot of bad feelings and my sister is especially angry and thinks I'm being insensitive and showing how little I care for my nephew. I feel terrible. She's so angry at me and my parents are unhappy as well. My husband hates them for putting this pressure on us. He said we should be allowed to name our son what we want and we should not be obliged to use a certain name. I never wanted to be an but my family believes I am. Am I the a-hole? Thank you.